Our next segment is about people to people connect. As we explore the vital aspect of people to people connection in the business world, it's an honor to introduce our esteemed panelists. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Koji Sato, Director General of the Japan Foundation, Mr. Siddharth Deshmukh, President of IGBC, Dr. Neerja Hajela, Head of Science and Regulatory Affairs at Yakult India Private Limited, and Mr. Hidehiko Akiyama from All Nippon Airways Co. Limited, bringing insights from the realm of new mobility business creation. Let's delve into how these leaders are fostering meaningful relations and driving impactful collaboration in today's interconnected world.
Please, four of you, please. My God, I didn't, since morning I didn't eat anything. I didn't know, I'm dehydrated. I didn't even drink. Since morning, I didn't eat. I really apologize to everyone for delaying. It is not my fault, but, Japanese way, I would love to apologize. And actually, as you heard that their introduction, I'm not going to introduce them more, They're like, I know Neerja ma'am, but other than that, they're like my family, I would say. That is the reason when I started, I said, most of them are like just my extended family. And that is the reason I can do this event. All of them are there with me. And this event is happening because of my spiritual and emotional connection with people. And for our panelists, I would like to request you to big applause. So this is people-to-people connection. And IGBC's president, definitely Japan Foundation. And we have one very unique panelist here. Definitely Neerja ma'am is definitely Dr. Neerja Hajela. And you know what? You can drink yakult. She's totally from yakult. I'm not promoting yakult. Yeah, exactly. Today maybe after this I'll go and buy some yakult. I'm so tired, exhausted. So, but unique guest is we have one ANA pilot with us. Yes. Yeah, Hidehiko Akiyama-san, and he's All Nippon Airways. He's now, for a time being, doing something else. Again, he will be back to flying the airplane. He'll be back very soon. And I would like to start from him that the entire world is so much mesmerized. The incident happened in Japan on 2nd January, Of course, that was very sad. We lost 5 lives. But the way Japan saved so many lives. And when I was reporting for channels like Republic, like BBC, NDTV, everybody was asking me the same question. How did it happen? I even quit live. I said, please, I explained. They thought something, something miracle happened. This is not miracle. This is way of life in Japan. So, Akiyama-san, それはちょっとみんなに説明したら本当にありがたい。
Okay, first of all, 皆様はじめまして、Hidehiko Akiyama. I'm a pilot of All Nippon Airways, not Japan Airline, All Nippon Airways, Boeing 787, the captain. And first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. まず、ヌプールさん、おめでとうございます。ありがとうございます。富士通の藤田さんに通訳をしていただきます。I'm sorry, I'm speaking in Japanese and she can translate to the English. ヌプールさんとの出会いはですね、そこにいらっしゃる佐藤先生、ミスター佐藤先生が、私の妻にですね、ヌプールさんを紹介してくれました。She's my wife, a beautiful guy, a lady. 佐藤先生が私の妻をですね、ヌプールさんに紹介してくれました。で、その理由はですね、アリガール、皆さん当然知っていらっしゃると思います。アリガールにスラムの、子どもたちの学校がありまして、そこの、学校の子どもたちに会いに行ったのが最初のきっかけです。それで紹介していただいて、佐藤先生に紹介していただいて、妻とヌプールさんを会わせていただいて、で、2人の力でなぜか私がここに座っているという状況です。でその後、妻が日本の友人たちにですね、呼びかけて、その学校の子どもたちに寄付を、募りまして、私はその荷物をですね、デリーにパイロットの特権を使って運んできたっていうのが最初のきっかけです。
Thank you, Akiyama-san. I know when he asked me.
Maybe I should just say, because it was related to me. So actually the Sato sensei is here, and now he introduced us with Mizuo-san, that the beautiful wife of Akiyama-san. And so we became friends, and from there I built a small school in Aligarh, and that was the reason. She also visited the school, and we became friends. And in Japanese it says like osebani narimasu. I have been taking having a lot of osebani from her and from Akiyama-san also. And from there we started. After that we became kind of family. Yes. So I'm grateful that for this conclave both of them came. They are here just for this conclave. So I'm instead grateful to both of them. ありがとうございました。本当にこのコンクレーブのサバに来ていただいて本当にありがとうございます。
とんでもないです。お世話になります。ありがとうございます。で、彼女が今回作ってらっしゃるインドとコネクションのインドと日本のコネクション雑誌マガジン間もなく新しいのが出ますけども、私の妻と私もそこに寄稿しておりますので、ぜひ皆さん読んでください。
So the new version of you can see there or online also Connect India Japan magazine. Mizuo-san and Akiyama-san, both of them they have written articles there. Please do read.
Thank you. ジャパンエアライン、1月の2日に、事故を起こしました。奇跡的な事故だったんですけれども、奇跡的だっていうかすごい、ひどい事故でした。でもその事故で、乗員乗客379名が無事に脱出することができました。一つにはジャパンエアラインさんのトレーニング。もちろん私ども ANA でもやってるんですけども、そのトレーニングがすごく素晴らしく、客室乗務員が皆さんをきちんと誘導したというのがまず一つの勝因だったと思います。誰一人亡くなった方がいらっしゃいませんでした。で、2つ目はですね、その客室乗務員たちがトレーニングを積んだとしても、お客様がきちんと列を作ってちゃんとそれに従って出ていくことができた。僕の荷物がとか、僕だけが生き残るのかとか、そういうことではなくて、きちんと待って列を作って全員がきちんと残った人はいないかなというふうにして逃げたというのが素晴らしい奇跡を生んだと私は思っています。
We all know that accident happened in Japan recently. So they could save 379 lives from the cabin crew. The reason what he's saying is, everybody could stand in a line and not look for my luggage and nothing else around, and just stand in the line and then listen to the instructions carefully.
And definitely the second reason was the training of Japan Airlines. Yes.
訓練をするだけではなくて、小さな頃から我々は日本人に限らずですけども、幼稚園の頃から列を作る、守る、そして、我先に行かないということが、この間の、ヌプルさんが先ほどおっしゃいました、なんで日本人379人誰も死ななかったのっていう奇跡を生んだのかな、奇跡の、一つの一助ヘルプになったのかなというふうに思っています。
So yeah, they have been taught from the childhood that you have to stand in the line, have to go. So that's the main reason that's where it all starts.
Yeah, so the following the rules actually, not taking the video or something, screaming. What actually the crew members are saying, they're just following. So following rules played big role there.
我々は私はパイロットなので安全についてお話ししますけれども、安全であるということが日本とインドとの関係でより気づくことができれば、より深いところでお互いのビジネスでしたりエデュケーションだったり、そういうものが進んでいくと思います。そのうちの一つで外の歩いている状況だったりとか日常の仕事、そういうところが自分の家にいると同じぐらい安全に感じられることが非常に大切かなと思います。
When we think about the safety, when we compare Japan and India, so we have to follow the rules like how we are walking on the street and we are walking in the company, wherever in the office. So the way we follow it at house, so the same way we have to follow it everywhere. And that there is a difference in that safety is what I'm saying.
道路が安全であることだったりとか、きれいであることっていうのはどういうふうに大事かと言いますと、やはり何か違うなという違和感、おかしいなっていうことを感じるためには、やはり少し静かに、そしてきれいであること、そういうことを特にコックピットクルーは気にしています。コックピットがいつもうるさかったり、物が落ちてたりすると、何か違うなっていうことを感じる能力が下がってしまいます。なのできれいに、そして静かに、そういうことを共有できたらいいかなと思っています。
So instead of getting panicking and all, you have to stay calm and then you have to just stay quiet and then listen to the instructions is what is important.
最後に私はパイロットをやりながら大学の相談役をさせていただいています。日本の私立大学の相談役をやってるんですけれども、若い方々のエネルギーとアイディア、素晴らしいものを持っています。ぜひこちらにいらっしゃる皆様でですね、日本のもう小学生、中学生、高校生、大学生を企業側に受け入れるとか、インドの方々の学生さんを日本の企業の例えば首相とかに意見を言うような、そういうようなことができるエネルギーを持った人がいっぱいいますので、若い方々でのコミュニティをぜひ皆さんプラットフォームを作っていただいて、そこでお互いに活躍できる。私のもう53なんですけども、私のような年寄りではなく、若い方々がいろんなところで活躍できる、そういうようなコミュニティ、そういうものをプラットフォームを作っていただきたいなというのが私の願いです。長くなりました。すみません。ありがとうございます。
So he's asking to form a committee where just not the elders or from the lower middle school or middle school and then high school and from the university, just make a committee of the kids and then it is necessary to teach them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm so sorry, I'm juggling between a lot of things. Yes, so for that, when it comes to people connection, definitely the food becomes, especially the drink, which can give the rejuvenate someone. It plays really big part and plays really. So, what exactly? How people-to-people connection? Like, see, Yakult is a success story here, and your role is very big there. So, though it's not a direct people-to-people connection, but it plays such a big role that how do you see that how food, especially Yakult being there, can play that role which can make Indian like, wow, Japan is, I really am interested because of Yakult. That kind of thing, if you can explain.
Thank you, Nupur. So namaskar and konnichiwa. I'm Dr. Neerja. I'm heading the Science and Regulatory Affairs for Yakult and On India. I joined Yakult in 2007. That is when we had just come into India. And when I joined Yakult, I said I'm going to be here for just about 3 to 4 years and then quickly jump and go on to another company. And today I'm there for 17 years in Yakult, and that's how it is. So like Nupur asked this question, the reason for Yakult and how Japan has helped the Indian population. So it's interesting to know that about 1/5 of the world population is located in India. And India has been battling with malnutrition or undernutrition for several decades. 1/3 of the malnourished children are in India. Not only children, but even adults are malnourished. They are undernourished. If you look at something called as hidden hunger, which is micronutrient deficiencies, 2 billion people globally have hidden hunger, and half that population is again in India. And if you look at the nutrition transition today, we are going from undernourishment to overweight. So 166 million people in India, adults, are overweight. So actually today we are battling with the triple burden of nutrition. We have undernutrition, we have overnutrition, and we have hidden hunger. Now, all of this definitely has to do with the food that we eat. So nutrition is very, very important, but what is even more important is how the food is digested and how the nutrients are absorbed by the body. And therefore today, if you know, in India and in Japan, gut health or intestinal health is becoming very, very important. And that is where Yakult comes in. So Yakult is committed to improving the intestinal health of the millions of Indian population and thereby, battling this triple burden of nutrition. So there was a longitudinal study, an Indian study done on more than 70,000 adults, elderly people, and 18% of them reported self-reported gastrointestinal symptoms. And those who had GI disorders actually experienced depression, stress, anxiety, So there is a gut-brain connection. And then in the last decade, we know that the gut is linked to almost every aspect of health. So Yakult is a scientifically tested probiotic drink. It contains 6.5 billion probiotic bacteria, has known to improve digestion, build immunity, and now we are across 40 countries and regions, and 40 million people are drinking it every day for its health benefits. So it's largely for intestinal.
So largely people-to-people connection. It's connecting us. Wonderfully described. Actually, now we'd like to go to, the head of Japan Foundation. So, of course, Japan Foundation is very much involved when it comes to people-to-people connection. And many people, they don't know what Japan Foundation is doing when it comes to, the spreading, of course, who are really know about Japan, they know about Japan Foundation. Many of them, they don't know what kind of help they can get and what kind of things Japan Foundation can help them, for what kind of things for. So if you can explain a little bit, it would be really very enlightening.
Thank you very much, Nupur-san. Firstly, of course, I'd like to really congratulate Nupur-san on the, great success of this first endeavor. But honestly, looking at the program that came to me maybe 2 days prior to the, event, I was a little bit wondering how it will be organized and there's no particular assignment what time on how on what topic should we talk, but open the box, just powerful, Nupur-san handles everything, and coordinate and facilitate the discussion and just entertain the audience. So thank you very much for that, and congratulations. Talking about the Japan Foundation, thank you very much. Actually, I hope that many of you are aware of who we are or what we are doing, yes. But actually we are very much less popular in Japan, back in Japan, because what we are doing is to promote the best element of Japan or values of Japan to the world. So we have 26 centers all over the world that are the hubs, for the entry into the Japanese culture. And what we stress on most is the promotion of Japanese language education, because just it is discussed just not only here but in many parts of the this kind of occasion. Just language is the key or hurdle for us to go ahead. So we do our best to do it. Of course, just sending the native Japanese teachers to each institute might be the best possible way, but thinking of the just 1.4 billion population in this such a geography, it is not so kind of practical. So what we do is to just raise and nurture the local teachers, in terms of both the quantity and quality. So what we do is now, just under the guidance of both the Ministry of External Affairs in India and MOFA in Japan, we keep organizing the teachers training program. That is a full-fledged 360 hours course. And after the COVID, we shifted into just fully online. So anyone who have the maybe N3 or N2 level of proficiency can join in the course online, and to be confident to just start teaching Japanese language. And we really hope that you to spread this, just for the next batch, the application from any states that the kind of a Japanese language education opportunity is quite limited. We hope that. And other than the Japanese language, of course, we do the very general, broad, culture on arts promotion or exchange. So in the field of performances or exhibitions and films. So I'm very, very, very happy and excited just about the previous session, and I really love the offer proposal just from the about the next maybe forum just on the films. Of course, the current trend of the Japanese animes in popularity in India is just real, and but we also have been doing a very humble contribution to that just by promoting the anime and Japanese films through the Japanese film festivals, in collaboration with PBR group. And very best example is the Makoto Shinkai's all those animes popularity. Actually, it began by the petition from the people, youth, Indian youth, of more than 50,000, to bring in Shinkai's new work, that Weathering with You. And that message reached Shinkai-san, and he was very much touched, and he himself agreed to come and for the premiere and road show all over India. Then we also support that through the our Japanese film festivals platform. Likewise, now PBR or even private sector is very much confident that anime, any anime from Japan can sell. So now Japanese contents through the film easily reach the people to even the 2-tier, 3-tier cities in India. That will maybe really change the scene. What we also do is the promotion of Japanese studies or more academic range of exchange. That will also form the base of more deep mutual understanding. So we support the universities, Japanese courses or BA or PhD courses. More than that, we support new fellowship, on the in the field of free and open Indo-Pacific, more wider IR field. So likewise, we have been trying to cultivate the environment, and bringing in more players, who are loving to, work on the Indo-Japan. So talking about the, people-to-people exchange, I think that both countries just already it's a very high level of proximity is there, just in this
Yes.
theater. Just all we know that just we love each other, but the question is just whether just we can reach out to the more wider people, especially the young generation, and maybe just rather than the people in India, maybe I believe that maybe young people in Japan should be really wake up, Yeah, India is, looking still just, liking Japan or just, valuing the, very Japanese way of thinking or culture, but they don't know what they don't realize. They don't realize that just, in maybe 10, 20 years to go, just how India just will be much more important in the global field. And why not just use Japanese, younger generation just to join in, just come to India just once and just, mingle with the people and, see the future. And just for that direction, I think, even Japan Foundation, just together with all of you, just, must work much harder.
Yes, you must work harder. Sato-san, maybe, we should, if we just tell the Japanese youth, hey, wake up, so maybe we have to do same kind of thing in Tokyo.
This should be done.
Should we? しましょうか? Hi, わかりました. Hi. So actually, now we have IGBC president with us, and even people-to-people connection. Actually, I think all the panel discussions, what I can summarize that unless we are not meeting people, knowing the culture, even the yakult, even the ANA, Japan Foundation already working since the very beginning on that. Jetro also, Suzuki-san once said that, I still remember, Japanese and Indian, more Japanese and Indians should get married than, So I still remember that. So they actually, now here, what exactly, how we can, as I started with, we are very close, but we are very far still. Very close, yet far. How we can bring this, gap, we can really fill this gap. What do you think?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me here.
Always welcome.
That was just one day gap I had between my next international travel and previous commitment, but I found it so lucky that I could catch that date. Congratulations on this first edition. And
thank you so much.
It should be yearly edition, and I have a suggestion, don't stop at Delhi. Delhi is not India. You need to go out of Delhi.
But
I know all these are Japanese literate people. They know what is Japan is. You are talking the people-to-people connect among the people who are already connected. How many young people from India and Japan are in this room who doesn't know anything about India or about Japan?
Many don't know about Japan. I bet.
I understand. Let me come to my point. So we have, say, consider 10%, 15%, but still that number is too poor for each other to know. I have a few proposals because there are so many said since morning. This is a statement which should be looked in not in otherwise but in a more positive light. Both nations are stuck in past. We need to go beyond Buddhism. We need to respect Buddhism. We need to respect Hinduism. We need to respect each other's God. We need to know each other's history. We need to teach them. But future cannot be built only on that. The fact of the matter is that if you want really to know, bring the YouTubers here than us. Next time you should have one YouTubers panel and they will tell you the reality check among the Japanese youth and among the Indian youths. And unless we reach to them and we talk their language or we give them something, people-to-people connect is not possible. Interestingly, in a previous night forum, we were discussing, and many of the speakers agree, that government-to-government connect is unbelievably strong. And Major Bakshi said that this is because not Japan want and India want, this is because China want. I remember there was another discussion going on here in Delhi. There also, there was that conference was about India, Japan, but most of us was discussing China. So you know, there is a compulsion for both government to talk to each other. Now, what compulsion we can create among the young people, that we need to figure out. And we need to create opportunities, more opportunities to bring this India-Japan thing in such location and in such environment where there are less people know about Japan and less people know about India. When we established Indo-Japan Business Council, it's a long form of IJBC. IJBC is quite popular nowadays, but it stands for Indo-Japan Business Council. Usually I should be sitting in a business panel, but I'm here because I'm very happy to sit here, because business doesn't happen without people-to-people connect. Business means two humans are doing business with each other, not machines. What we done, first commandment we wrote in our memorandum, that we will spread the information. Problem is information. And problem is the recent information. This struck me very badly when I was living in Japan during 2000. I don't remember now how many sessions I done to tell people that, you know what, India is not civilization on the bank of Ganga. It is beyond that. There is only Ganga, and Taj Mahal is not there. India is much more beyond that. And even in 2000, in IT, we were doing incredibly well. We were doing in other engineering discipline also incredibly well. But people were stuck there. Believe me, today also many people stuck there. Can you believe I come from the Pune? Pune produce every year 3,000, Japan Foundation is there, 3,000 or 5,000 people every year appear for the Japanese language examination. It is the largest number of center in the India, the most number of Japanese literally if you walk on the Pune, any Japanese on the street, you will be surprised somebody come and talk to you in Japanese. Go to Tokyo and ask how many people know the Pune.
Nobody.
The problem is that Japan created at least a Japan Foundation, and they're spreading their language, culture, and doing their bit here. What we done from the India side? Do you think everybody should come to us? It's our responsibility to go there. Talk about our culture, talk about our progress, talk about our businesses, and talk current. Talk today. Talk bad thing, talk good thing, but talk reality.
Reality
And
can be changed.
that will create a people-to-people connect. And that's why the YouTubers are more popular. They are gathering millions views. People follow them. They have a cross-followership also. So I think people-to-people connect, only way to do is that create an opportunity for people to come together and bring those people who don't know much. It's all of our responsibility to go out and talk about it. And that's the only way we can progress in business, we can progress in education. This 1,500 to 15,000 is very easy. we blame.
Hello.
We blame Western. I mean, our students are going to Western countries. How many Japanese universities setting up their shop here? In India, not in Delhi. Once again. Come on, your university doesn't come here and promote, then why should Indian student should go there? This is also fact. This is a hard fact Japanese need to understand. We need a business. We all the way keep talking about ODI. ODI is a government investment. We need a private investment. Let's talk business here. How do? We don't go. We don't do the road shows. We don't promote. Recently, embassy is doing excellent job. But, you know, again, it's a bureaucracy. Embassy, what embassy one alone can do? Problem with even us, we go to Japan. Okay, can I get a business tomorrow? How? Can you eat Japanese food? Can you speak Japanese language? Can you even move in Japan alone for some time? Then think about the business. So if we need this, we need to have few these things. Bring the young people as much as possible. Create opportunities where these people come together, talk their language. Create ample amount of discussion around the current affair than all the way. In a conference, in fact, we should ban that, okay, only one speaker should talk about a historic perspective. After that, no speaker will repeat the same thing.
Agreed, yes.
Talk about today. Thank you.
I want to add one thing, Nupur, just since it's a people-to-people connect. So I come from the army. My father was a brigadier in the army, and discipline was in our blood. And when I joined Yakult, I was surprised to see that the managing director of the company and the lowest employee of the company had to swipe in at 8:15. So whether it's the MD or it is any other employee, the MD led by example. He would first swipe in, and then we would all walk in. And it became shameful for us because we don't respect time. If we tell somebody that we're going to be there at 5 o'clock, a Japanese will be there at 10 to 5. But an Indian will make it a point to come at 5:30. And so, so discipline is so important, which is something we need to learn from Japan. Another thing that I learned in this people-to-people connect is that Yakult organizes a Shirota conference every year. It's an intestinal flora symposium, and they get stakeholders and experts from across the world to learn more about the science of gut microbiota and probiotics. So every year, I had the privilege of going to Tokyo every year, and I have been taking 3 extremely senior doctors from our country to Japan. Well, they're extremely senior, but when they go to Japan, they really understand the meaning of being humble. We feel that we are one of the most hospitable countries in the world. Our culture is such. But once you go to Japan, your minute-to-minute detailing of what you like, what you don't like, the conference and the discipline in the conference. If there is a conference of 500 people, in India it's very difficult to get their attention for, say, 6 hours. But in Japan, just because of the respect that they have for each other, you will not see a single movement until lunchtime, until tea time. Nobody will move. And that's something that, although I come from the army and we had a lot of discipline in our house, but after joining Yakult, I realized that, it's at another level. We still need to learn. We still need to learn.
Very, very rightly, what you said. Actually, again, here also, the way we started from, the discipline, why we could save so many lives, Jal, because of the discipline. Because of the discipline, and that was for when I was reporting for at least 4 TV channels, Indian, including India Today and all other. So the same questions, and I quit live. That I cannot satisfy you with the answer I'm giving you, because you don't want to listen that answer that they are disciplined. That is the thing, saved them. That is the only thing saved them. So here is the going back to, then again, everything, because I taught in Japan since primary school in India, we call their elementary school, Sogako, to university. So education system is the, kind of spine of that country, education system. They are learning. People talk about ikigai. There's too much ikigai selling here in India. There actually, if you go to Japan, there is no like ikigai thing. That is the lifestyle there. So because, as I said, I lived in 7 places, since countryside to Tokyo. So I have seen all kind of people, Buddhist monks in, Shinto shrine to Tokyo's cosmopolitan life, to Matsuyama spirituality to Tokyo's, cosmopolitan life. And that is the result today I'm doing this. But why I wanted to do this? Because of that experience. So that is the thing about we have to learn from Japan. But I don't want to really, brag about that. I would love to take some questions. And here you can ask whoever you like. We have our 4 panelists here. You can ask your question. You can please raise your hand. So we will. Yes, 1, 2, we have seen hand, and 3 hand also we have seen, but you have asked before also. So I'll give the fresher. Yes, you starting from you, and can someone just give the mic to him? Thank you so much.
My name is Samay Pal Singh. I am representing One World Alliance Japan. Thank you, Nupur-san, for organizing this wonderful event and connecting people here. I appreciate this effort. My question is about to Sato-san, because Japan Foundation is doing great job to connect people and social empowerment. Like what in my 8-year experience in Japan, I realized that our language connect in old culture is similar, our life is similar. But here, due to a lot of invaders came in India, Muslim and Islam, this Christianity. So we are following English as a medium of the communication. So why don't we create a common Hindi to Japanese education system? And everyone, educator here sitting, maybe some sitting, they all need. Sato-san is doing great job in promoting Indian culture, philosophy here. So we need more exchange program and more Hindi to Japanese connect.
So what is your question?
This is the question that we need a language more connect to Indian language.
So I think
Barrier.
Japan Foundation is bound to teach Japanese, not Hindi.
Hindi to Japanese, because a lot of volunteers coming here, lot of volunteers coming in India to study Hindi, so they can teach in Japanese to in our government schools.
So maybe promotion of maybe Japanese language education through the medium of Indian local language. Yeah, that's really correct. Actually, what we generally produce is the kind of an English textbook, teaching materials, but especially just very recently, just when the time is that more just workers are in demand in Japan. So, like schemas, TITP or SSW just in the, forefront. Just we have produced a more fun and easy to learn Japanese language textbook. Originally just in English, but now just we are in translating into local languages. Nepali version has already been released last year, and now just Hindi version is, already will be ready very soon. So it will be uploaded just in our website and freely downloaded, and just could be used just in the everywhere just. So other than that, maybe your proposal, general idea of the maybe volunteering of the maybe Japanese students here, also just is a nice idea. But the thing is that that again that number of that Japanese students in India is very, very small. Yeah, much less than that. 1,500 just Indian students in Japan. But such kind of exchange, of course, we need to explore more opportunities for the Japanese youth to come to India. But of course, there are still people, generation people here in India. So why not just stimulate more
Definitely.
communication between them?
True. And yes, Mr. Rajan, you said yes.
Good evening, everyone. I think that's a beautiful platform you have created. And I just want to tell that people are saying Indians are lazy, but Indians are very intelligent. If you see all over the world, they are on the highest post wherever in the world. So if they are lazy, they are intelligent also. So
I didn't mean lazy, but not at all, because of course Indians are.
we have to learn a lot.
We just have to learn, I think.
There is a tragedy in Japan. Japanese come out and they show their, how the punctuality, how the unity comes. Whenever they have to travel, they always go for their national carrier. I'm from the travel industry. But Indians are also very, very intelligent. During the pandemic, you have seen the Indians have set an example all over the world by providing help to everybody. So I think lazy is one side, but they are really intelligent. That's why they are hiring the highest post all over the world. Thank you.
No, sir, I'm an Indian.
No, it is
I'm
not
an Indian through and through. Only thing is that sometimes we tend to not respect time, which if we were to do.
No, actually, Miss Hajela, ma'am, what she meant to say, she's from, number one, she's from army.
So I'm very patriotic.
Patriotic, she has, definitely army background. And secondly, even though she's from army background, but still after going to Japan, she was shocked, kind of.
Because
so that is the thing.
Respect time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true.
Exactly.
But Indians cover up their laziness with their intelligence. That's the only thing, Thank you.
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है बस ऐसा मत सोचिए let's not
I totally
this is the platform where we'll be the two culture will appreciate each other.
I know, and it's about what we can basically learn from them. That's something I learned in the last 17 years, that they definitely respect time, and that gives them that added advantage. Of course, intelligence-wise, that's why we are all there, and we continue to be
true. We are just continuing.
Companies, so.
So you had a question, actually. Yes. Who?
This.
Oh, you have a question. Okay. You want to ask a question? You raised your hand, right?
Ma'am, to be honest, it won't be a question, but because we are on the panel discussion, so I just want to raise my opinion as a common person, because they all are elite people or maybe experienced people. So first thing is, I agree with the sir that we are intelligent people. At the same time, Japanese are also very intelligent. So when I was studying over there as a doctoral student or as a master student, my professor always used to bash us in the closed room. And he said that science cannot grow without constructive criticism. So I am very thankful that you actually criticize the drawbacks or the loopholes in our system or Japanese system. So we are actually putting the criticism, but in the closed room. I'm sure when we go out in the world, as a collaborator, we will be flourishing. If we cannot address the criticism, we cannot flourish.
True.
So this is the first point. And the another point is, so there is one story, like one of my professor told me. So my professor is also president of that institute, Professor Minoru Terano Sensei. He is a very respectable scientist, eminent scientist, and working with Reliance Industries and everyone. Almost 60 to 70% of plastics nowadays made by his catalyst. But it's not his, the organization catalyst. So I once asked them that why Japanese are so peaceful or so silent. They don't make unnecessarily noise. And then he laughed on me because I'm a very naive as compared to their experience. And he said that I am surprised that why Indian asked this question to Japanese. Because we learned it from India. They say that Japan considered silence or peace as one of the form of natural beauty. And they learned from India. So I agree with ma'am as well that these things were already imbibed in our culture, but somehow because of the 1,000 years of control by some other people and then the mix of so many cultures, probably we lost our own traditions and then we need to come back. And as sir said, maybe next time, ma'am, my last final opinion is that
yeah, we can, this award ceremony or the eminence coming over there, discussion is important. But at the same time, I feel that next time, if we can have one day extra for that, where these people are sitting here and normal people who have experience as a public can sit over there, they discuss, and then they can give their opinion or the final conclusion on those things. Until unless we are get engaged at that level, probably you are very, now, you can't touch everyone in the public. But if you pick some people from the common background, root ground, then maybe it can be more beneficially overall. But thank you so much, ma'am. I am not like earlier connected to you. I just know you from the social side. And I'm really inspired by the work you are doing over here and in Japan as well. And people do talk about you in different cities or countryside in Japan. So thank you so much for being the connection between the two countries and inspiring all of us.
That's so kind. That's so nice of you. That's so nice of you. I can do my work because all of you are giving me the energy. The people like them, sitting here, and they are wonderful, and that is the reason I'm doing. And what you suggested, maybe, definitely, I'm going to give me a little bit time. I will implement everything just like this, and yeah, for sure we'll do, because everybody really clapped. So yeah, people should be here, and you guys should be listening to them. Yes, I'll be inviting. Make sure that you are coming. Make sure you're coming. So yeah, that is the thing. Yes. Okay.
So since all of the panelists have emphasized a lot that youngsters should come up in this in connecting with Japan, so I want to ask you, how do we actually, what suggestion is from you to us, so that what steps should we take to connect actually, like the purpose of this?
Okay, I have a little bit solution. We have started Connect India Japan magazine. Please subscribe. And we are starting Connect India Japan forum also. Please do.
Become the member of forum.
And yeah, that is actually, we all are here. So that is we are doing. And yeah, stay connected.
I think
for sure.
Sorry. I think that just, one thing that should be really done, I think, is that activation of the MOU, many MOUs between the universities or schools, just between Japan and India. Just, signing the MOUs are the, really fashionable.
Yeah, that's true.
Hundreds of MOUs are there, but, really active relations are not so, present. So, but through that, just, of course, just, some students are eligible or, capable of, spending their own travel and come here. But the thing is that there is no channel, just, to meet, the youth. So the universities or school institutes, that should be more activated.
Exactly. That's true. And for your information, Sato-san, just a few days ago, we had students from Juntendo Daigaku. So Juntendo Daigaku, and they came here. I was very busy with this preparation. I couldn't, but I at least, a few places, the yoga, Ayurveda, there are medical students. So they wanted to know alternative medicine. So went to yoga, and they are very impressed, So yeah, we are actually making those kind of platforms. Stay connected. We all are here for that. Some way we will connect you with Japan for sure. And I will definitely try my best. It might take a little bit time, but definitely will try my best. Yes, sir. Your question.
Thank you, Nupur. Congratulations for organizing today's conclave, the Rising Sun Conclave. I think it's very important. In today's day and date, the need of the hour is a wonderful country like Japan and India get together. Very disturbing world situation presently. The two democracies need to work together. It will be a win-win for both the countries and for the world. I would strongly suggest 2-3 points. Number one, it's very, very important that we mentioned about films and all. Today, countries like Switzerland are paying Indian film industry to come and shoot in their countries. I think it's very important that Indian film industry is permitted and given incentive to shoot films in Japan. And similarly, Japanese filmmakers should have incentive to come here. We do have an outstanding dynamic person like Mr. Sandeep Marwa here. He's a leading person with fantastic film arrangements. Let us have something where we can get the films, the film stars and the film production units together. Number two is that today Indians are one of, I think, maybe in the top 2 or top 3 people who'd like to travel. We have the money. We are the 5th biggest, economy in the world. So a lot of Indians are traveling, but how many are going to Japan? I think we need to have more economical, arrangements with Japan where Indians can go there. Because today you want to go to Baku, you can go for 5 nights, 6 days for something like 60,000 rupees. I'm not saying 60,000, but let's try to promote each other in a very big way. And thirdly, like you were mentioning about yoga and Ayurveda and all, the president of the Indian Ayurveda Association, I think today the world needs yoga. They need the, meditation. So we need to, that is going to be a win-win for India as well as for the Japanese. Let us work on all the ways forward. We need to work together. And again, Japanese and Indians, I think, are the real brains in the world. If we get together, it will be fantastic, and it is in the name of the hour, especially when we have a country like China breathing down our heads. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the suggestions. And yes, we have again a time. Yes, last question. Yes, sir. Okay, then after. You have a question?
No, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
If you permit.
Yes, sir.
May
he
I?
has a question.
Please.
Okay,
After
no problem.
after your question.
You. Oh, okay. Yes.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Gunan Wali. I work for Daikin Air Conditioning in the exports business. So Japan. My question is to Akiyama-san. So Japan is known as the country of the rising sun. Africa is the rising sun for the business for new markets. So my question to Akiyama-san is, when do Japanese airlines start flying into Africa so that India can be the exports hub for the African markets? Because most of the Japanese, they prefer flying Japanese airlines.
日本の便はアフリカの国に行ってないですよね。アナとか JAL とか。それはいつから始まるんですか？そう、だって日本人は日本国と使いたいですよね。他の国の使いたくないので、それはもうアナとか JAL とかいつから始めるんですか？それを聞いてます。それはちょっと難しいことけど、でもなんか、はい。Okay.
まず、日本のエアラインに乗りたいと、アフリカに行きたいっていうふうに思っていただいてありがとうございます。
First of all, thanks, for that information that JAL or any airlines from Japan wants to go to Africa. Yeah, thank you for that.
日本はアフリカについて、イメージはまだまだセーフではない、危険であるというふうに感じているところが少し多いのかなというふうに少し思います。
The image of Africa in Japan, they think, it is still, they think it is not safe. The imagination, probably. Yes.
そういった意味で、日本がインドって安全な国だよっていうふうに思い始めたのと同じように、アフリカって安全で楽しい国だよっていうふうに思うことが、お互いの国をつなぐ橋になるんではないかと思っています。
The way they started thinking that India is safe, let's start flight here. The same way that feeling has to come from both the countries. They have to feel Africa is safe, and Africa has to make them feel the same. So.
そしてもっとインドが安全だなと思えるためには、安心して道路が渡れるように例えば1週間クラクションを鳴らさないでくださいっていうふうにすれば、極端な話ですけども、1週間ノーホーンって決めたら安全は僕上がると思うんですね。そういうような研究をインドの大学生とかに試してもらうとか、 今のルールを守りましょうということではなくて、こういうふうにすればこうなるんではないか、政府やってみてください、国民の皆さんやってみてくださいというような提案を高校生や大学生からぜひ国に働きかけていただければ、より安全度が上がるのではないかなというふうに思います。
聞いてなかったんですけど、何が OK。聞いてなかった話してたんですけど、actually, we have to maybe a week, we have to be without phone, we have to make sure that we are just crossing the road very safely, and all those rules, actually, the moment they will see that, yes, we are there, really following the rules, these kind of rules, maybe Japanese airlines, they will think that, yes, this is the time we will start. So Japan is, we have pros and cons, each country. This country we have, India also has, Africa has, Africa different countries they have, Japan also has. It's not that we are not complete or perfect. So here is the thing, Japan takes it quite seriously, the safety. Life is very important for Japan. So that is the reason if they're not kind of convinced that safety is there, then they are not going to start their business, the airlines business especially. This, Hi. Oh, that is the thing he just meant to say. I hope you understood. Companies are working there, so we will definitely talk about that. Let's make another session for that. Like, why not JAL? I'll bring the JAL director, I'll bring the all JAL and Anna and our. So we will do, and they say, why not? Let's go to Africa. So definitely we'll do that. We'll do that for sure. Yes, Mr. Marva.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Pradeep Multani, thank you very much for the wonderful suggestion. And this is just for information that we are already pursuing with the Embassy of Japan for this particular point. But my love for Japan has forced me to announce this. Let me tell you, we would love to start a program on television, and we would love to start a program on radio station which should speak about Indo-Japan relationship. Probably you can coordinate that. And all of you are cordially invited. People who would love to speak for Japan, you don't have to pay anything, because half the people think that we're going to charge you, but it's going to be sponsored by us. And we can start with you, sir, and start talking about Indo-Japan.
Mr. Marva, it's not that you can coordinate, you will coordinate. Just say that.
So you will coordinate.
Okay, got it.
Lovely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So you've accepted it. That means I wanted to be a little polite.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the best part is that what we are talking today to 100 people, you can talk to 1 million people at the same time.
True.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Marva. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, our great panelists for wonderful sessions. So for them, big applause, everyone. And so I would like to invite you on stage. Please give them a memento, Mr. Multani. Please come. Yes. So we have our 4 great panelists. I'm sure you're entertained as well. It's not, it's not boring discussion. You are very much entertained. Hi. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, please. To Mr. Deshmukh. Here you go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Sato, thank you so much. I will introduce. No, not now. Later. Yes, I will. Yes, Miss Hajela, please come here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here you go. This is yes, this way. Thank you. Thank you. And Akiyama-san, please come here. Thank you so much. So I think all of us, please come forward so we can take a photo. Please, Siddharth. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.